TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond. TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond. TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond. TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond. TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond. TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond. TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond.
Hey, good people, welcome to One Nation. I'm so glad that you can tune in. I got my special guest here today, author and elder Demetria Davis. So happy she can make it. And you'll get to meet with her in a few minutes. Before we get started, I want to first acknowledge our executive producer, Felix Washington, who produces this show here, and also being partnered with Wisdom, which is wise individuals structuring, wise individuals structuring and developing Youthful Minds Incorporated. That's a 501c3 that he established. If you are interested in helping us on this platform for the Wisdom Inc. and One Nation, what we need you to do is donate on the Wisdom Inc. Facebook link, and also you can do the Cash App, which is WISDYM Inc. For the Cash App link. Now, also our sponsors for today are Stephanie T. Whitaker. Shout out to Miss Whitaker. She was on the show a couple weeks ago, so I was very happy that she came out. Stephanie T. Whitaker is president and CEO of Good Success. If you need income protection, budgeting strategies, entrepreneurship classes, networking opportunities, sales management training, and so much more, what we need you to do is call 678-833-1657. That's her office number. Or you can dial her at her cell phone number at 856-264-8473. Her name is Stephanie T. Whitaker. The name of her business is Good Success, where her motto is live a legacy, leave a legacy. Live a legacy, leave a legacy. God bless you. And also we have our other sponsor, Mr. Douglas Burke, and we're going to get him on the show pretty soon. His address is 491D Flat Shoals Avenue in Southeast Atlanta, Georgia, 30313. He's a certified gymnologist, and he's been in the business of jewelry for quite a while. You can contact him at burchjewelers@consultant.com, and his website is jewelersinatlantaga.com. Also, I want to give a shout out to Dr. Michael D. Aker, who was on my show last week. Yes, powerful, and it was a good interview we had last week. And his business is Aker Optique. I want to throw a quick shout out into him for him as well. Send some business his way. Why don't you take a visit to 100 Hartsville Center Parkway if you need glasses or prescriptions? He's real capable of doing that. So thank you. So we got a lot to discuss today. There's so much going on here in America right now, and we ain't even gonna waste no time. So I want to introduce my special guest. I met her through our church that we go to, Changing the Generation. She's a powerful woman of God, and how I got to know her was through this book that she wrote, and what she's going to discuss a little bit about. The name of the book is A Child Scorned, A Woman Reborn. I want to introduce to y'all today author and elder and mother and queen, Demetra Davis.
Hello. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here, Elder Norfleet. I really appreciate you having me.
Yes. Yes. And we're so glad that you're here today because we have a lot to discuss. I'm sure you've been watching in the news what's going on with George Floyd and that situation, and we're going to discuss that a little bit. But before we get into those things, I want to discuss. We want to get to know you, author Demetra Davis. Who is author Demetra Davis?
Well, simply put, I am nobody special yet. I am a queen. I am a woman of God first. I am a woman that has had many challenges, many struggles throughout my life. Wife, children.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, keep going. Yeah.
Wife, children, elder. I've experienced a lot of things in and through ministry or whatever, so I've developed along those lines. But for the most part, you know, I am a representative of God.
That's what I'm talking about, kingdom representative. So you have a business. What type of businesses do you have?
Okay. Whew, that's a lot because I have several.
Yes.
I am a true entrepreneur. I am a true entrepreneur. But my first love is Master Cosmetology, which means that I style men, women, children. You know, I style their hair. And that's something that I've been doing a little over 20 years now. And in that, under that umbrella as well, I also became a beautician mortician, which means that I operate and I go into funeral homes and I style the dead.
Wow, interesting.
Okay. Yeah, the descendants, if you will.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of people have questions about that, but nonetheless, that is also one of my job descriptions.
Wow.
I am also a creator, so I like to create things with my hand. I make anything from bedazzled shoes to tutus. I also create brooches such as the one that I'm wearing now.
I like that. Very
yeah,
nice.
for women, you know, things to basically style up women and make us look beautiful.
Very nice.
Yeah, I'm very into makeup, anything that beautifies the outside of a woman, that makes her feel good on the inside. that's what I'm into.
Wow, very creative. And I like that, by the way. What do you
Thank
call
you.
that there?
It's called a ribbon brooch.
A ribbon brooch? I've never seen nothing like that before. It's very good.
Are you serious?
Yes,
Okay.
very nice.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Now we're going to get now. You talk about the different things that you do. I mean, wow, very vast. But I want to talk about this book that you have. I read it, and I want to. What inspired you to write this particular book here?
What inspired me to write A Child Scorned, A Woman Reborn is life struggles, challenges, but yet being able to overcome those things. There are a lot of things that not only as black people, but as women in general, that we just don't talk about. You know, it's like a sword that is being healed, but sometimes being ripped open all over again. And we feel the pain of it, but we just don't get it out. And so everybody has a story to tell, but nonetheless, you know, we keep it suppressed. And I think it was probably in about 05, 06, when I basically heard God speaking to me, or just literally dropping little nuggets in my spirit. Because, of course, opening up my own business, I opened up my salon at 25. And there were a lot of women that came in and out, you know, and received service. And for the most part, they were pouring into me, yet pouring out of themselves. And I began to realize that, you know, these women are doing this for a reason. Like, God is leading them to me, and they're giving me their story. Although a lot of women, the majority of the time, don't give their story to everyone.
That's right.
So I was led of God to share things about my personal life, you know, that I felt would help other individuals, other women to heal, that have gone through some of the same stories or similar situations that I've experienced. So
Beautiful, beautiful. And it's a good book, by the way. I read it.
Thank
Very
you.
good, very inspiring.
Thank you.
So, and the title is very interesting, A Child Scorned, A Woman Reborn. How did you come up with that title to the book?
Again, life experiences. As a child, I experienced a lot of poverty, grew up in a broken family, dysfunctional. Didn't really have all the means to our ends, you know what I mean? And so a lot of times we often say, you know, for women, when we go through a relationship with a man and we come out of it, you know, on the bad side, or we get the short end of the stick, that woman is scorned. You know, the man has scorned this woman. However, we don't talk about the things that we experienced as a child that affected us. You know, some of the neglect, some of the abandonment, you know, some of the hardship, even molestation, things that we experienced that we never actually get out. And so for me as a child, I was scorned in those areas. And so I decided to write it not just from a woman's point of view, because yes, I had my bouts, and yes, I had my experiences as a woman with men. However, it didn't spawn from that. And that's not where it began. So I wrote it from the perspective of a young child that grew up and experienced a massive amount of hurt before I started going into the situations and the places that I experienced with men.
Oh, my God. Wow. Very good, very good. And so you have this book here, and how many books have you written total, and are there other books to be written?
Yes, there are. So this is the first one. The second book that I wrote is titled Stop Settling, Sis, Just Wait for Mr. Right. And I know a lot of women and a lot of people have a lot of questions about this book. It's a very small book, but it's very powerful. So that's one that I've also written. I have two underway, one that will be published within a matter of weeks, perhaps 2 or 3 weeks, if you will. That book is titled How to Start Your Own Small Business and Create Multiple Streams of Income.
Wow.
Yes, so, and the other book is titled How to Write a Book in 30 Days. Again, everyone has a story, so a lot of people want to get it out. Some people are timid, some people are simply afraid. But however, if you have a story or you have something down on the inside of you that you would like to share with other people, I teach people how to write their book within 30 days and how to get it out there, line upon line, precept upon precept.
I like that. So some word up in that too. I like that. Yes. Now, I'm sure you said some of the things you mentioned it as far as in the book. Some of the hardest obstacles. Name some of the hardest obstacles that you had to overcome.
Whew. Some of the hardest obstacles I had to overcome. Number one, let me just share this. One of the hardest obstacles that I had to overcome was the fact that I dealt with drug-addicted parents.
Wow. Wow.
And with drug-addicted parents, it comes a lot of neglect, generational curses, abandonment, poverty, lack. you know, there are a lot of things that, you know, I wanted, but my parents simply couldn't provide for me. And as I explain in my book, there are other things, you know, that may have happened to them or challenges that they had in their life, which caused them to go off on the deep end, if you will. But however, it spilled over into my life, which became, at that point, generational. And so that's basically where I'm at with the whole situation of what happened in my life, how the book came about, et cetera, et cetera.
Et cetera, et cetera. So not just focusing on negative, we want to focus on the triumphs. What is the greatest triumph you've had, or has it been achieved yet, in your opinion?
Well, I believe that I'm scratching the surface.
I like that.
I don't want to be pompous in any area of my life. You know, I'm humble because there have been some great successful moments in my life as it relates to, you know, me opening my businesses. I remember back in 2007, late 2007, 2008, when people were complaining about not being able to do the things that they needed to do. You know, we were going through a recession, you know, couldn't afford this, couldn't afford that. But in the interim, I was on my way to opening up my second business, you know, and then a year later, I was opening up my third business. So I won't complain because I've experienced a lot, enough to say that I know what success looks like. But then there came a plateau, if you will, because I experienced some things that said, you know what, okay, now I'm about to force you out of business. And that's what happened. So what's happening to me now is I'm slowly redeveloping my life to get back to that purpose. Now, have I, you know, completely halted as a business owner? Oh, no. I've always been a business owner, just without the facility at this present time. But however, everything else that's, you know, falling in line as it relates to my books. And I also wanted to say that my last book that I know people are probably waiting on, because I do have 3 at this present time that are going to hit soon, is the sequel to A Child Scorned, A Woman Reborn.
Really?
Yeah, that basically, you know, intensifies the book a little bit more.
Yeah, because when I got finished reading this book, I was looking for another round.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I'm like, man,
Yeah.
there seems like there could be more to written
Yeah,
to that.
kind of a little suspenseful and
Yeah.
a little cliffhanger, if you will. But yeah, so with that being said, that's the other book that's coming. And again, I've had some successful moments. I've had some highs and some lows, but you know, I went on to graduate, go to college, experience a lot of things, and I'm skipping around a little bit because I don't want to tell the juicy details of the sequel. That's why I kind of threw that in there. But yeah, so I've had some successful moments.
Now, with the book here, there was something in here that I liked. I actually underlined it. It's on page 214, and I don't want to give away too much of it.
Okay.
But I just want you to kind of walk me through this. This says here, it says, so granted, I did not know everything that the area had to offer. That's how life went sometimes. That's where I want to go. That's how life went sometimes. We missed out on wonderful opportunities for jobs, friendships, as well as relationships. And you know what? That's my cue. We got to go to commercial break. Stay tuned with our special guest, Demetria Davis, here on One Nation. We got more to store for you.
Today's world exposes our youth to life experiences that are well beyond that which their years should allow. Violence, trauma, poverty, injustice. Our children's lives and their livelihoods are in constant danger. Wisdom, Inc. is a community-based organization designed to save young lives by reducing violence and assisting youth in their personal development. Wisdom stands for wise individuals structuring and developing youthful minds. Through our collective wisdom, we can change lives for the better. Wisdom, Inc. Reducing violence, developing youth, saving lives.
Welcome to Burke's Jewelry. How may I help you?
We're looking for engagement rings.
We offer a wide selection. However, I believe we have just what you're looking for. Burke's Jeweler is your family's jeweler at 491 Flat Shoals Avenue Southeast, Atlanta, Georgia.
Welcome back to One Nation. My special guest, author Demetria Davis. And we want to take this time to acknowledge people watching online on Facebook and YouTube. So shout out to all y'all out there watching on Facebook, YouTube there. Would you want to give a shout out to anybody? While
Just my Facebook family, everybody that's on live with me right now. Hello to you all. Bless you. Thanks for being a part.
Yes, and we were discussing a little bit about your book here, and there was something I wanted to read before we went to commercial break, and I want you to kind of talk me through this. It says, that's how life went sometimes. We miss out on wonderful opportunities for jobs, friendships, as well as relationships, because when one thing rubs us the wrong way, we never want to return to it again. But God is the only one that can direct you back to the place where your blessing resided all along. You just have to trust him and let him lead the way. That struck me in a powerful way, because it's like the one thing he says, take you back to the place. It says where he says, where's it go? Where's direct you back to the place where your blessings resided all along. Mm-hmm. Talk about that.
Okay. So oftentimes we come into relationships with people, regardless of whether those relationships are platonic, they're friendships, their ministry, or whatever. And a lot of times, you know, things that happen between individuals, maybe someone along the way will get rubbed the wrong way. And when that happens, I found that a lot of times people don't like to humble themselves enough to balance out the situation. And so therefore, you could be missing your blessing. If you don't burn a bridge completely down, your blessing may be in the individual that God sent along your path.
That's good.
But a lot of times people don't realize that because they're so busy burning and blazing trails. So oftentimes what we need to do is be the bigger person, if you will, and go back to make things right. That takes humility.
It does.
And it takes a really, really big person to be able to do that. And a lot of people that you come in contact with are not big enough. But as I stated in the book, I realized that I had to go back where my blessing was. Because if God is within me, and if God is the one that causes all blessings to flow,
come on now,
then am I too big to go back to my sister or my brother and say, regardless of who made it wrong or who made it, we need to make this right.
That's right.
And so that was my purpose for writing that line in the book.
Very good. Now, listen, people. Now, not only is she an author, she's also an elder. So she got a preach in her. And I heard her preach. This woman, she got an anointing on her life. So you're going to hear some of that come out today. Yes, yes, yes. So, and getting into that, you being an elder, here's a question that I want to ask is, how do you balance being a mother, author, entrepreneur, an elder, and I'm put queen in the church at the same time?
Woo, the grace of God.
Oh, God.
That is all done by the grace of God. You know, having that love and that passion to just do whatever it is that you want to do, it gives you the motivation to just go forward. You know, I compartmentalize very well. So when I'm in one vein, I'm in that vein. I don't like to carry anything with me in other places. Okay, so if I am in church doing ministry as an elder, as a leader, that's what I'm doing as a kingdom representative for God's people. When I'm at home, I am a mother, I am a wife, I am whatever it is that I need to be when I'm in that vein. When I'm an author and when I'm writing,
you breaking it down.
That is who I am, okay? So I try to compartmentalize my time, you know, and do things on certain days where, you know, I won't be interrupted.
Right. And balance is very important and key, especially when you got a lot going on.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And people can experience the different fruits that you have to offer through your ministry. So that's very good. And I want to ask, which one do you enjoy being more? The author, the...
Oh, wow. I don't think that's a fair question. Because as a woman, you know, with children, of course I would say being a mother would come first, like my first love, because my children are everything to me.
Good.
So I enjoy being a mother. I enjoy being a leader and an elder of the Lord's church because I enjoy helping people. And when the Holy Spirit guides me to say something, to do something, to give something, to be something to somebody, that means a lot to my heart. And as a writer, that's a gift and a talent that I just didn't want to go to waste.
I like that. And all of them serve a purpose, in a common purpose of serving, doing everything, as being a mother and an entrepreneur, serving people, elder, serving people. So that's a
Absolutely.
good thing. The Bible said the greatest among you must be
Exactly.
able to serve. So that ties in with you being a queen as well.
Amen. Listen.
So yes. So you have did you have any heroes growing up? Who were your heroes growing up?
Now, this is going to sound funny due to what it was that I stated earlier about my parents being drug addicted. But however, nonetheless, I do look at those people as being my greatest heroes.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, I look at them as
Wow.
being my greatest heroes because although, you know how things happen in a person's life, and you wanna target that very thing and say this is why that happened and this is why that happened. So we connect pieces, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. Like let's just use an example. Left Eye Lopez when she burned down Andre Rison's house, and then she went to Honduras and she
Yes.
passes. And people say, well, that's why that happened. But in my eye, I don't connect things in that manner. So just because my parents were drug addicted didn't mean they didn't love me. It just meant to me that they had an awkward way of showing it because of their upbringing and the things that they experienced that allowed them to experience drug abuse.
Wow.
So
That's a powerful way of looking at it because we'll never look at it that way. Sometimes your greatest could be looked at as a tragedy is really a triumph.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so I learned a lot. The reason why they are my heroes is because I learned a lot in and through their experiences to never do that,
Absolutely. Now, that's
to bypass that, and to utilize the strength of God to move forward and to persevere and to teach people that that's absolutely the wrong way to go.
and experience is definitely the greatest teacher.
The greatest teacher.
Oh yes. So what is in the future for Demetria Davis?
Whew. Oh my God, so much.
So much. huh?
So much.
Yes.
Now that my career as an author is is jumping, is making noise a little bit, I do believe that that's going to be something great for me to do, to leave a legacy for the most part for my children. But I am about to open up my business again, so glory be to
All
God.
right,
So
congratulations.
another salon is underway, and just to continue writing, continue serving, continue giving back to the community,
Yeah.
as a leader.
No, as far as your, do you have an address? This is for your salon.
Not as of yet.
Yeah, but you
I
will.
don't. But it will be.
Let us know because we want to definitely promote your
Okay,
business.
definitely.
Absolutely. So we're going to switch gears a little bit because we got a lot going on.
Yes, we
and
do.
we're about to get to the meat of it right
Meat and
here.
potatoes,
Yeah, that's
okay.
right. So, first question: define racism.
Define racism. Racism to me is imbalance within a race of people, period, regardless of whether they are white, whether they're black. It's segregation. It's devaluing of one race of people to the other. It's absolutely oppression. It's the lack of acknowledgement of equality.
I like that.
That's how I view racism.
And do you believe that's going on right now? And to what people? Obviously, you know who that is, but in your opinion.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh God.
100%. I won't even give it 50%. I say that things are getting deep around here.
Oh yeah, it's definitely getting deep. Now, have you yourself ever experienced racism?
Now, this right here is going to take you back because one person may acknowledge what I experienced as, it was a prank, it was a joke. But me, I think that it was an act of racism.
Okay.
But it goes back to when I was in junior high school. And a Caucasian guy, white guy, young man, put a note on my back as I was walking down the hallway that said, kick her. Yes, to kick her. And children, being ignorant, unlearned, and whatever we choose to do at that age, begin to do that. I felt like that was an act of racism. I did not feel like that was a prank or a joke because I don't believe you would have put it on the back of a white girl.
So, in your opinion, do you believe racism is taught or learned? In your opinion?
I believe that racism is a learned behavior. I do. I don't think it's something that Yeah, we don't wake up one day and just say,
Okay.
oh, I don't like this person because of the color of their skin. Absolutely not. I believe that this is something that has been taught generationally.
It's a generation, and I believe like racism is a generational curse.
Yes.
Here in America.
Yes.
Being taught every day, you don't, like you said, you're not born just waking up saying I hate black people.
Right.
It's not. That's just something that has
No.
been strategically taught to you
Mm-hmm.
over and over again.
Absolutely.
Now, here's an interesting question I want to ask you. In your opinion, being an elder in the church, how can you improve or influence the community? And as far as what can the church do to combat racism?
What can the church do to combat racism? First of all, I think that the church is too silent.
Oh, okay.
I think that the church is too silent. I think where the Bible says that we're supposed to speak loud and spare not,
Yes.
has been diminished, if you will. And so because of the fact that the church is not speaking out on situations as, wrong and as powerful as such, it has minimized our voice. So now it has come to the point where people are dependent on outside forces, the activists, which I'm not saying that these people that are making these political movements are not adjusting things within our communities, if you will, slowly but surely. But the church has to take a stance as well and speak about the injustice, speak about, the inferiority, speak about, the passionless that is coming from other people outside of what we believe. And if we believe that all men are created equal, then why is that not being exemplified in and throughout the church? Who are the voices? So as an elder, I would say that we need to make more noise.
Absolutely.
As kingdom representatives. What does that look like? Maybe organizing something outside of the four walls that would bring us together, conglomerately, in order for us to make a sound that has probably never been heard before. Not a sound of, okay, you guys are racist and we're here to change that. No. But we're here to stand for our rights, for our people, for the love of this nation, this country, period.
And with that being said, I want to make this comment that I think that the white evangelicals should also stand with that cause.
Absolutely.
I think this is not a time for them to be silent, but they should be along the front lines. If they really care and that they're really Christian like they say they are.
Exactly.
Injustice is injustice everywhere.
Everywhere.
Injustice does not have a color. It is just what it is. So
Right.
it's not time for you to lag back and be quiet, but be up. I think they should be up in Trump's face and
That's right.
and pushing the laws. They have the influence, they have the power, they have the money to do it.
Exactly.
But are they going to do it? And I'm sitting back waiting to see who's going to say something. You know what I mean? So it's just don't follow as far as the black preachers, but the white evangelicals should go hand in hand.
Absolutely.
And stand right with us on the front lines. We're going to find out in a minute who's for the black and who isn't.
Okay.
Yes. And with that being said, we got to go to a commercial break. I hope you're enjoying this. This has been a great interview so far. We got more for you. Come on back to One Nation. We'll see you in a little bit.
So many black lives incarcerated. So many black lives silenced. When will we stop the madness?
Hi, I'm Harry Lennox, and you're watching TV 1061, your global network. Hi, I'm Harry Lennox, and you're watching TV 1061, your global network.
Hi, I'm Michael. Kyle, you're funniest man on the planet, and you're watching TV 1061, your global network. Stay tuned, because that's how they do it over here. Big time party. All right, see y'all later. Bye.
Are you an artist, a writer of spoken word? Do you have content ready but need exposure? Get to know me. I'm Alicia, host of a new Facebook live stream show called The Flavor, where we promote local and international talent of all genres. Here are some rules and regulations to the videos that we'll be accepting. They must be radio ready, no cursing, no lewd language. You must send us contact information as well as a YouTube link to your video so we can extract it from there. Email us at 1061tv@gmail.com, and we thank you for your time.
Welcome back to One Nation with your host, Christian Norfleet. I hope you're enjoying the show so far with my special guest, author and elder Demetria Davis. She has been giving us some good answers, and this has been a good interview thus far. But I also want to give a quick shout out before we get back to our sponsors. And thank you, Stephanie T. Whitaker with Good Success. She's president and CEO of Good Success. For group discussions, financial education, mentoring programs, professional coaching, leadership development, business building workshops. You might want to give her a call. Connecting people to resources, #1 priority for time and money freedom. Live a legacy, leave a legacy is her motto. Live a legacy, leave a legacy. And her phone number to contact her is 678-833-1657. Or you can contact her on her cell, 856-264-8473. And also on the left of me on the screen is the phone number there. You can contact her as well. And for our other sponsor, Mr. Douglas Burke, good friend of mine, certified gymnologist, located in 491 Flat Shoals Avenue, Southeast Atlanta, Georgia. 30316. You can call him as well at 404-865-2420. And also his email address is burksjewelers@consultant.com. Website jewelersinatlantaga.com. Burks Jewelers. All right, and also shout out to my good friend Dr. Michael Aker for Aker Optics. Take a trip on down there to 100 Hartsfield Center Parkway, Suite 500, Atlanta, GA, 30354. You can also call him at 678-349-7553 if you need glasses or prescriptions. So we're back with our special guest and author, entrepreneur, elder, Queen Demetria Davis. So glad that you're here today. And before we went to commercial break, we were talking about racism and things that the church can do to combat it. So I want to ask you this question here. Do you believe the church is doing enough to combat racism?
Honestly, no.
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 simply
Short and
put,
simple.
Simply
no.
put. Simply
no,
put. And now I'm gonna ask you an unusual question. And I threw this in here. I just want to know, we have different philosophies. You know, Martin Luther King Jr. had a philosophy. It was nonviolent. Mm-hmm. Malcolm X was the by any means necessary philosophy. Now, whose philosophy did you agree with dealing with prejudice and racism?
Okay. Well, both of the philosophies of, the people that have gone on before us, that paved the way for us, were good philosophies. Because on one hand, you do want to be a peaceful person. But on the other hand, people get tired.
Okay.
No. So there's either black or white or just plain out gray. You understand? So my thing is, if I had to give my opinion on which philosophy I'm enjoying with, I would say I'm more Malcolm X.
Yes.
I am. Now, let me just make this disclaimer. Do I agree with the people looting, rioting, taking things, being belligerent, and destroying the city of Atlanta? Absolutely not.
Right.
I do not agree with that. But at the end of the day, I feel like, what will it take for the people to understand that our lives do matter? Black lives matter.
Yes, yes. Did y'all hear that, people? Understand that Black lives do matter. And you keep keeping somebody down, you keep tearing somebody down, eventually they're going to get tired.
Yeah, pressure bust pipes.
That's it. And there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of tense situations going on where people are fed up.
Yes.
People are fed up with their finances, you know what I mean, with this coronavirus going on, and, you know, you can't get their bills paid. You know, it's just a lot of stress. And this is something Black folks have been dealing with for years. This ain't new to us. We've been dealing with this. We've been dealing with racism. We've been dealing with working minimum wage jobs.
Yes.
No, don't have enough food to put on the table, so I got to go out and sell drugs or do whatever I got to do to make it. Or then you got drugs coming to the community, which made people do drugs, because it's either sell the drugs or do the drugs.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? And it puts us in that mindset where it's like, am I ever going to get free? So just like the you know, revolutionists, you know, the story at the Boston Tea Party.
Yes.
Now, they destroyed some property as well.
Absolutely.
And you see what led to it. The next thing was revolution.
That's right.
Do you see a revolution coming for Black folks?
Well, that's a good question. Do I see a revolution coming for Black people? I see it slowly inching towards that way, but in its full totality, the answer has to be a no for me.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, I just don't feel like we are prepared to unite. I think what people are more interested in at this point is creating a race war, because now people are not hiding anymore behind who they are. Okay, you could hide back when there was no social media, when there was no cop cams, when there was nothing to identify you as being the person that you are. But as it relates to a revolution and us getting it mentally as a people, a cultural people, African American people, I think that we have not joined mentally, spiritually, and emotionally enough to understand that we need a revolution. It's imperative that we have a revolution. I don't think that we're there.
No, because I don't think we're woke yet.
Yeah.
Because in order for a true revolution to come, you have to be on one accord.
Exactly.
And we have to come together, which we have a hard enough time doing. Not only are we divided financially, we're also divided religiously.
Yes.
We have so many different
denominations.
You would think for people who've been in slavery for almost 400 years that they would unite.
Exactly.
Especially in the Christian church.
That's right.
And then watch this, with the Christian church being, the Black church being divided, it's another tool of racism and slavery.
Within your own race of people.
Wow. Now, talking about, and I'm trying to be careful because, you know, there are people watching and you don't want to offend people. But you know what? Sometimes people need to be offended.
Yeah. Because, I mean, all of this, you know, people are riffing and raving and they're stay woke this and you want people to wake up, but we're actually asleep. You know, we're actually within a slumber, you know, so if we don't say certain things to kind of like spark whatever it is on the inside that needs to be touched in order for our people to understand that this is real. This is real. The racism is real. You know, the oppression is real. The lack, the neglect, the poverty, you know, all of these things are real, and people are having major issues with understanding how to get above the hump. You know, how. Okay, so are we really supposed to be living an American dream? And if so, who's living the American dream?
It ain't us.
Exactly.
And it's funny that you brought that up, American dream, because you got to understand the amendments in the Constitution, the Constitution of the United States. The Constitution of the United States was written for white men, by white men.
Yes.
It was not written for Black people at all. There's only one thing really that relates to us being Black, and that's the 13th Amendment.
Yes.
And I'm going to read that real quick. It says, neither slavery nor involuntary servitude except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. But understand this, here's the loophole. It says, except as punishment for crime. Which leads us to the next question is that, okay, if I can find a crime on you, if I can put a crime on you, then I can put you back in chains.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So this is what we're experiencing here. So
even if the crime, even if you didn't commit the crime.
Right.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that now that's why you see a lot of young black men being put in jail who did not commit crimes.
Absolutely.
Because we want to keep slavery on the books.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? As long as we keep slavery on the books, we can find crimes. We can find this person, or we can kill them and get away with it.
Yes. My God.
Let's talk about Mr. And I want to say rest in peace to George Floyd, and we're praying for his family.
And Ahmaud Arbery.
Let's talk about what happened there in Europe. How does that make you feel seeing another black man die by the hands of police?
It makes me feel outraged. It makes me feel angry. It makes me feel frustrated. And one of the reasons why it makes me feel this way is because I am a black mother that has a black son. And I have to raise him in this white world, unfortunately. But the consequences of it is imbalanced when you come in the face of a person that's operating in prejudice, in racism, but they hide behind a badge. They hide behind a gun, you know, and so now it becomes, you're at fault. I didn't do anything wrong. I was protecting, serving, and killing, but at the same time, I'm not at fault. So how do we gain balance from that? I mean, George Floyd, just like many other black guys that came before him, did not have to die.
Right. Right.
So I mean, I don't care if he was spending a counterfeit $20 bill, a counterfeit $100 bill. I don't care what the bill looked like. Was his final fury death? So how do we get past the fact that our justice is death and their justice is, okay, we'll go to court, we'll give you a bond, you'll bond out, and then we'll penalize you according to the white man's laws.
The white man's laws, the crime. And the thing is, the judgment does not fit the crime. If the person dies by the hand, in their mindset, well, they deserve to die. But see, you got to understand their mindset. You're guilty before you can be proven innocent. They're not looking at the clues. They're not looking at the evidence. They already see you, black man, guilty.
That's right.
Right off the top.
That's right.
And this is why we're having a problem. So this is why they're looting in the streets.
Exactly.
This is why they're rioting in the streets, because they're tired. You say, okay, so you want us to be this way?
Right.
Is this what you want? We don't want to be this way.
Exactly.
We're trying to be peaceable. When we kneeled, you didn't want to hear us.
See?
When Colin Kaepernick took a knee, you didn't want to hear it.
And we silently did that. You don't have to make noise to get on your knees. Sometimes I get on my knees to pray and I don't say a word. But mentally and spiritually, it's in my heart. And I know God hears me. But when we begin to make noise, there were everything but peaceable people and peaceable protesters. Why is that? You guys are making noise with guns. When they're fired, they sound loud.
And killing folk.
And killing people.
And looking at the facts, and now the guy's in custody. The cop who killed him is in custody now.
I think he made bail.
He made bail.
I think he post bail.
Now he kneeled on this man's neck for 8 minutes.
8 minutes.
8 minutes, and there was three other cops on his body while he was handcuffed. What I don't understand is why all this excessive, unnecessary force. So are you that fearful? Are you that afraid of the power of who we are? Oh God. What are you afraid of?
Exactly.
That's the question. What do you think they're afraid of?
I think they're afraid of a lot of things. I think they're afraid of our power. I think they're afraid of our authority. I think they're afraid of our strength. I think they're afraid of our ability. I think, they're afraid that one day we will join together and unite, and we will become this voice that makes enough noise And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that it has to be done in a violent manner.
No.
But at the same time, if we have enough of us that understand that we need to protect our own people at this point, because if we don't, then who will? So I think that they're afraid of that actually happening. I believe that they look at us as the ally.
Now, I was watching this documentary on Netflix called The 13th. I don't know if you ever watched that. And there was a statistic thrown out there where it says 5% of the world's population, United States makes up 5% of the world's population.
Okay.
And 25% of the world's prisoners is right here in the United States.
My God.
And you can almost know who fills most of those places
The population, exactly.
You know what I mean? And it goes back to that 13th Amendment. Now, what has to happen when we and also Breonna Taylor, that's another one that has been, you know about what happened to Breonna Taylor in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yes, I do.
Yes. And rest in peace, Breonna Taylor. We want to be a voice, and this is why I'm glad you're on this show today, because I see that you have that vision and understanding. You have that spirit of freedom.
Amen.
And
yes,
you have a liberated soul with your businesses, but you're also fully aware of what's going on
Absolutely.
in our community.
Yes,
and we need more women like you out here who is not afraid. And I see you're fearless, not afraid to stand on the front line and make your voice heard.
Yes.
Yes. So but during going back to what I was saying, the Birth of a Nation. There's a movie called Birth of a Nation, where the it was a movie about the KKK.
Okay.
It was I think it was filmed in the early 1920s.
Okay.
And it shows them, and they're going around and they're showing, you know, how the white man was in power and he's going around hanging and killing and doing whatever. But it shows us, the black people, we're being villainized.
Yes.
Now, in your opinion, do you still feel like that when you get around certain people? Do you still feel villainized?
Yes, in some forms, because yes, I've experienced where, just the superiority, where they feel entitled, white privilege, if you will.
Yes.
So go to the back of the bus, Rosa Parks. So yes, at the end of the day, yes, I do. I feel villainized. Sometimes I feel as though we are the one that should be clutching our pearls and clutching our purses.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, I just feel like this personally about our people. I feel that we are a peaceful people. I feel that a lot of what has, been engulfed, and just suppressed, that has really overtaken our spirit is the fact that we were taught this behavior. Just like racism was taught, I personally believe that we were taught injustice, hate, segregation, even within our own race of people, how to be against one another because of the race of our skin. If she lighter than me, I don't like her. If he is lighter than me, I don't. He's a house Negro. I believe that all of this stems back, just that far, and because it was taught to our ancestors. Our ancestors then taught, our great-great-grands and our great-great-grand. They presented these things to us, just as well as a whole bunch of other things that cause us now at this point in time to look at everything through rose-tinted glasses, as if we can barely see. It's like there's always this cloud, there's always this fog, and we don't completely understand that we have been oppressed. Like, it's been here. There's just some things that I refuse to accept as a black woman in America. You understand? I refuse to accept the fact that you feel that whatever it is that you choose to do has more seniority, has more power, has more effect. It should be given more attention than it should be given to me as a black woman or to a black man. That's just not right.
Wow.
It's unequal.
It is. And we got to go to commercial break. Come on back. This has been very good. We're very excited that you've tuned in. Shout out to all the people on Facebook and YouTube. We'll be back after these messages.
My Savior came and gave his life. He gave a living sacrifice on Calvary.
Singing in the Kitchen. Hosts Chef Keon, Chef Lene, and Coach Tasha Renee. Singing in the Kitchen, where fine cuisine collides with great singing. Come join us with the way it used to be. Nothing is better than cooking and singing. Singing in the Kitchen.
Hi, I'm Michael Collier, funniest man on the planet, and you're watching TV 1061, your global network. Stay tuned, because that's how they do it over here. Big time party!
0316 in East Atlanta Village. Welcome to Burke's Jewelry. How may I help you?
We're looking for engagement rings.
We offer a wide selection. However, I believe we have just what you're looking for. Burke's Jeweler is your family's jeweler at 491 Flat Shoals Avenue Southeast.
Okay. Welcome back to One Nation with your host Christian Norfleet and my special guest today, author, elder Demetria Davis. Very insightful, very powerful interview we're covering. And if you're enjoying programs like this here on One Nation, who is partnered with Wisdom, here's what I need you to do. Go ahead and click the donate button and drop a comment. Let us know that you're enjoying the show, that you any questions, comments, or concerns. Also, you can drop us a line at 1061tv@gmail.com. Attention, Felix Washington. Also, you can do Cash App. That's $WISDYMINC. It stands for Wise Individuals Structuring and Developing Youthful Minds. Our goal and our achievement is to help the young, the families, the youth, bring us together as one people. That's why the show is called One Nation, to bring everybody together. We don't want division. We don't want to be divided. It's kind of hard to be one when you have people who don't want to come together. So that's what we're trying to do here on this show, and that's what we're promoting. As we come into a close, the last segment of this show, once again, I'll let you take the wheel here. Is there anything that you would like to say or something you want to share to the people out there, a word of encouragement to the people out there?
Yes. I would just like to say to our people, stay encouraged, stay balanced, stay rich, and stay woke, because there are a lot of situations, where people are basically giving up hope. Mm-hmm. I think that people are giving up hope on a grand scale. I think as it relates to their finances, their jobs, things of that nature. But there is hope for our people. I think that, and this, let me go back to the book that I was telling you that I'm writing. Mm-hmm. The book is titled How to Start a Small Business and Create Multiple Streams of Income. I've been a business owner for a lot of years, but I've been in my particular field for over 23 years. I began creating multiple streams of income for myself maybe about 10 years ago. So I didn't like to lack the things that I know that I need, especially as it relates to being able to afford my residence, my transportation, things of that nature. But I saw on Facebook where this young lady made a post, and she said, why are people, making a big deal? In other words, I'm not, quoting it verbatim, but making a big deal about us being entrepreneurs. I feel it's a necessity for us to be entrepreneurs because we have been undermined, undervalued, undereducated,
yes,
unloved as it relates to this government. Mm-hmm. And so the government is giving us handouts like crumbs at this point, and we're supposed to accept it. But if we, as a people, and I mean our melanated people, and I will specifically say that because there are a lot of people that are already wealthy and in their place, and they don't want to see people rise above and understand who they are. We have to know, we have to understand, first of all, who we are. Mm-hmm. If we ever get this through our head, that we can accomplish some things and own things on our own, we will begin to feel the true success of being and living the American dream. But because our people don't open up their minds enough, we're not woke enough to understand that we don't have to live other people's dream. But isn't that what we're doing? We get up every day, we rush to our 9 to 5s, and we give them our time. We come home, we barely have enough energy for our family to cook, eat this, and then we get up and we repeat. But how about if we were able to do that on our own for ourselves, which is one thing that I enjoy. And I wanted to say this because I wrote the book because I want to teach people that, listen, no matter what it is that you have in your hand, whatever it is that God has gifted you to do, you can capitalize on that. You can absolutely capitalize on that. So if you have the ability and the power, look at what happened with all of the people that began making things during this pandemic. Spawning and bringing out gifts that they didn't even know they had.
Yes.
But because there is a dire need for money, now people making face masks, and they're being very creative with them. I saw somebody walk in Walmart the other day with a face mask full of points. What do you call those? Spikes. And I was like, wow, that's I mean, it's creative. It was a guy too. It's creative, but I'm saying these are things that shouldn't just begin to develop when we go through a crisis.
We're good.
You should already know what you have down on the inside of you. So I just want to encourage my people to get up, to stand up, to open up your gift, your talent, whatever it is that you feel like you have on the inside of you. Please do that, because you already have it within you. Our spirit knows what we can do. But because we've been taught to be lazy, because we've been taught to work for the white man, you understand what I'm saying?
Come on,
Uncut.
sister. Preach, sister.
We do not value ourselves. So if you're comfortable with getting up, going to work for pennies on the dollar, and you still can't afford things, you understand? Why not do that for yourself? Why not work your own hours, create your own income, create your own flow, create your own vacations in your own life?
And isn't that what the word says? He'll give you the power to do what?
Create wealth.
Sister, I'm so glad that you came on the show. Very good word. Is there any way people can contact you and tell us how to get your book?
Absolutely. So, yeah, for both of my books, A Child Scorn, as well as Stop Settling, Sis, Just Wait for Mr. Right. Both of these books can be found on Amazon. The only thing you have to do is go on Amazon, either type in the title, or you can type in my name, Author Demetria Davis, and both books will come up. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Author Demetria Davis, and my links are also there.
Thank you for coming to the show today. Very powerful. And thank you for explaining your books to us. I would like to have you back again, if you don't mind, in the future. This has been a very good interview. Join us next week here on One Nation. We come on every Saturday at 2 p.m. And as you see, these are the type of issues and type of things we discuss. Be prayerful. Pray for us as we continue to create a nation within a nation. So next week we have a guest, and I will tell you more about it on my check out my group link, One Nation. Go ahead and subscribe there, and also once again drop us comments, questions, and concerns that you have for the show. You can also contact me on my Instagram, and also have a Twitter as well. Well, we reached the end. We want you to tune in next week, Saturday, 2 p.m. Much love to you people. We'll see you next time.
Wakanda forever. God bless.
God bless you.
Amen.
See you next week.
Seen it before, so I did it before.